Hi everyone, in today's video I want to talk about tropes, especially how they appear in both writing and game development. I mostly encountered tropes in writing. They boil down to one or two words that gives readers a clear idea of what the book is about. For instance, it could be enemies to lovers. This singles romance with conflict, while a coming age story suggests a character's journey to adulthood, filled with personal growth, challenges, and mentors. Another trope that I'm familiar with is high fantasy. This is basically in an imaginary world that is not like our own. There's magic and there's classic good versus bad conflict. My novel Swords in Forgotten Mary is in a coming age story that has the trope called Swords of Sorcery and High Fantasy, focusing on the journey of the two main characters. Now, let's shift it back to game development. I hadn't thought much about tropes in games until I came across my favourite YouTuber mentioned the letter mechanic as a trope. This is where you find notes and letters throughout the game to uncover the story and mystery. I love this puzzle solving element. It's very common in horror games and I'm a fan of it. I love how it deepens the story and keeps me engaged. How tropes work in horror games. Think of the classic haunted house, as seen in Resident Evil or Madison. Another great example is an unkillable enemy trope, like alien isolation or amnesia. In those two games I just mentioned, there's an enemy you can't defeat. This forces you to hide, run and avoid them. This increased tension requires the player to be cautious. I also think it's a very good idea to add the tropes to your game in the Steam page if you haven't already done so. This will give your gamers an idea what the game is about, and if it interests them, they'll likely wishlist it, more likely to buy and play a game on launch week and hopefully lead a good review. However, if the trope doesn't suit your gamer, they're not your target audience, and this can be a blessing in disguise, because the last thing you want to do is someone wishlist your game who isn't interested in your game, who will probably dislike it, play the game, they end up leaving a bad review because there wasn't enough information on your page to get my feel of what this is a game about. So adding these tropes on your Steam page should help attract your target audience, and hopefully they'll commit to wishlist and buy a game and leave a review. For an author, I'm terrified of romance readers buying my book because I know they would dislike it, most likely. And in turn they might leave a bad review, which would damage my book as I don't have much reviews. So I do think adding these kind of tropes in your Steam page should help your target audience wishlist your game and also avoid your not target audience to wishlist your game. So let's go back to tropes. There might be a few game developers worry about using tropes that makes their game feel cliche. While that can be true if you simply copy what's already done. But tropes aren't bad. As I mentioned, they can be very helpful on your Steam page. But also, if you're making short games, especially indie games, these familiar tropes can provide players with a sense of comfort while you introduce your twist in your story, your tense environment or your gameplay mechanic. If you're finding this video helpful, I'm excited to share with you that I do plan to make a comprehensive course next year that I dive into these topics in more detail. To ensure you don't miss out on any updates, please make sure you sign up to the waiting list in the description below. By joining, you will be first to know about the course details, get exclusive content and special offers. So let's go back to unkillable enemy trope. For instance, alien isolation. It was a smart alien who was lurking around. You have to use your wits to hide and avoid detection. One thing I love about this game, this alien was smart and was relentless, and you always had to hide. But you did get some kind of relief, and it was fair when you got the flamethrower and you saved the fuel so you can actually progress a bit more in the game. Whereas on the other hand, Amnesia, the most recent one, I found the AI too smart. It always found me in the rooms I was hiding. There wasn't enough hiding places to hide, and there wasn't enough fuel to keep the place lit up a lot of the time. So I kept dying and I found that game very frustrating. It took me about 11 hours to complete, which is a very long time because I died so often, and I didn't like that game because of it. Whereas Alien Isolation I loved because I thought it was a bit more fair. So using these tropes are a good idea, but you also want to get playtesters to play your game to make sure the gameplay is balanced and fair and people will enjoy it. Another trope I love is found footage. This is where you piece together a story through documents, maybe old videotapes or some items of a person left behind. This is common in walking simulators or exploration based games like Gone Home. This is when you uncover clues about what happened before you, and the more you discover, the more the mystery unfolds, often leading to a twist that keeps the story engaging. Tropes can be your best friend to help players know exactly what to expect in your game when signing up, which hopefully will lead to them wishlisting and buying your game on launch week, and less likely to leave a bad review. If you want to make your own YouTube channel like the one I'm doing, or maybe you want to make a gaming channel where you share your game with hopefully gamers who will buy your game on launch week, I have written a short book which explains how to set up your YouTube channel, the equipment I use, and kind of understand the YouTube algorithm and to monetize your channel. If this book sounds interesting to you, please find the link that's in the description below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like if there's a like button, and please follow. It will help me out dramatically and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.